Good afternoon, guys. Here we are again with part 4 of the BD5. Let's get straight into it. Okay. Well, as you can see, I've actually fitted the some of the parts inside the fuselage. So all we have to do is run through and put it together. Before I do that, I've actually decided that because these parts need to come apart and we've got the wing in two halves, should one of these parts get damaged, we're not going to be able to change because the wing was going to be glued on. So what I've decided to do is make the wing removable. So I've made this little block. I printed the block and a little screw or bolt, and this is going to be glued in to this section here between these two fins, so it'll slide in there and will possibly be easier to fit before this former goes in place, but it will still fit in there anyway. So I'm going to glue this in place now. I really don't think. Okay, so okay, there. I've cut the little hole there to match up with the block I've put in. There will be a recess in the fuselage to show where to cut out the hole. Now, as you can see, the little bolt will screw in there to hold the wing on. I've made this as a belly pan. I don't know if I've got a little bit carried away with the weight and the strength of it, but it'll do for the first, for my prototype to try it. This is a belly pan, and this is a bit of 5 or 6 by 1 carbon fibre flat, just to line the two parts up and make it easier to, excuse me, to put them together. So we'll run a bit of glue in that slot, slide the carbon fibre in there, and the same down there. Join the two together. That should then fit up against the fuselage there. And this front piece here, which has got a slot in there, will slide into there for the front. So this piece will be glued onto this front section of the fuselage. So what I'll do, I'll put the bolt in first to make sure this is lining up. Whether it's necessary to glue this to the wing, I don't know yet, I'm not sure. But we need to glue this. This section here, we need to glue it to the front section here, which I'll do now. Slide that in there, and then we'll line that up with the centre. Right. So whether, as I said, whether this will need to be glued to the bottom of the wing, or whether we just trap the wing between there, I'm not sure yet. But anyway, unfortunately it adds, because I've done it in PLA plus, and it will also make it a bit of a slide and to protect the bottom on takeoff and landing. But it's added about 100 grams or so. So to take the wing off, we simply take that out and then slide that piece out. So that piece will actually, so once the wing is in, we slide that in there. Like so, and then the bolt in the back. Okay. So. Okay, now so much for that. Now we'll fit the EDF in. What I've done, I've just put some masking tape around. I've wrapped a couple of layers around there, just to make sure that it's really tight inside here. So we'll push that all the way in like that, and then I've got the extension leads on there. They go through the tube and will come out in the front fuselage. Make sure the cables are nice and neat. Fans aren't going to turn, and here they are poking through there, and we'll just attach that to the controller. And now we can put the, now another thing I had to do, I either had to cut, because this section needs to lift on and off if ever we need to, I can either cut through there and have the fin in two pieces, or I decided to cut this off level with the top of the fuselage there, and then it fits into this slot, and then it allows us to get that little bit lower, and so now the fin is actually just sitting outside the slot. Okay, what I'll do now is slide in the carbon fibre tubes, the error shafts. Not sure they're lined up somewhere or not. Okay, so that's not going anywhere now. And now we can put in the the rudder and the elevator push rods. I'm going to take that out of the way for the minute. As I said, I have actually had these on before, so what I did, I've done a Z bend on the elevator, and then it goes through onto a linkage on the elevator and on the rudder the same. On the rudder I decided to put the same linkage on both ends just to make it a little easier. Slide the push rod through the elevator hole in the fuselage and connect. I had put a little bend on there just to move it away because it wasn't quite in line. I'm not sure if that's in the centre, but that's the elevator. And then at this end we can feed that through there. I'm not going to bother lining this up because it'll need to be set up properly. I'll just knip that, and there we've connected the elevator push rod. Now the one for the rudder. I'll just slide it through there. That end. Slide the push rod through. Come out there, we'll pop it through into the connector there for the rudder. Turn that one down and turn this one down. I'm not going to tighten them fully if I don't know if they're centered. So, okay, now let's plug these in. Not sure exactly where the ESC and all the parts have got to go, but we'll just pop them there for now. Okay, and we'll give it a go and see, make sure everything's working. Okay, so we have the elevator. So I'll set up the linkages, I'll set up the throws and the, see that's not quite lined up properly, but I can do that later. And then hold on to that. To have that much thrust. Although that's only a 3-cell. It's only a 3-cell, and I will be using a 4-cell. This is a 4-cell EDF. So okay, so that gives us some idea. Now I'm not sure. I'm guessing. Yeah, well, I'll try a 4-cell in that and see how she sort of. This is a 3.3 4-cell. And if I put it up the front there, we'll see sort of about, oh yes, it's going to balance quite easily. Yes, with a, I'm guessing probably would balance with a, maybe a 2200. That's going to balance, that's going to balance okay with the EDF where it is. Let's just see how much thrust we've got with a 4-cell. Oh yes, she's got lots of thrust. Oh, oh yes, a lot of thrust with a 4-cell. Yes, the last one was a 3-cell and a worn 3-cell at that. So it looks like we've got the extra weight of the hatch, and also yes, this is a pretty worn old 3-cell, and we've got the extra weight of the hatch, so I'm sure, I mean that's almost balancing with a 3-cell in, so I'm sure it'll balance quite well. Okay, now as you can see, that's working okay, and the rudder's working okay. I had to, because of the position of the rudder servo, I actually put a little, you can see like a little recess under the hatch to make sure that the rudder servo is clear, and it is. Yes, so there we go. That's about the fuselage finished. That then, as I say, will fit into there with the wing, and then the bolt to hold the wing in place, like so. And it will also give it a belly pan. We may have to modify that. It's a little sharp as that, we may have to modify that, but anyway, let's shut up. Well, there we go. And that would be basically the position of the ESC on the radio, and then plenty of room for a battery of whatever size you want to use, or whatever size it might need to balance. Okay, quite happy with that. Okay guys, that's all for now. Thanks for watching.